Tired of chasing clients, missing appointments, and drowning in data entry? Well, what if you could tap into the same hidden superpower that's quietly revolutionizing even the most established industries, like the ones that holds our homes and future in its hands? What if the same tech streamlining billion-dollar insurance companies could simplify your Tuesday? Hello, and welcome back, my fellow entrepreneurs. I'm Kim, your host of Small Business Big AI, the podcast where we don't just talk about AI, we explore how it impacts small businesses like yours, the challenges, the opportunities, and really the real world strategies that can help you thrive and become a technology enabled superpower. Now, those of you building with vision and wearing 12 hats at once, I see you. So, what if the same technology that's streamlining billion-dollar insurance companies could help simplify your workload today? Well, my number one business strategist, Hal, is joining me to highlight how maybe we can steal a few secrets from those insurance giants. Now, if you joined us last week, you might remember our no holds barred warning about AI cold calling bots. And if you didn't catch it, here's the short version.
Letting a voice bot loose on your leads without supervision is like handing a toddler your credit card and hoping for the best.
Exactly. And while AI offers incredible power, it needs to be wielded strategically and responsibly. So let's be clear. We're definitely not anti AI. I mean, small business, big AI is all the way AI, just pro strategy. That's the heartbeat of this show. So this week, we're shifting gears. And instead of warning you what not to do, we're zooming in on what smart AI adoption actually looks like, especially when it's done well. And to do that, we're peeking inside an industry you probably don't associate with innovation, and that's insurance. So stick with me because this gets good. From Fortune 500 carriers to scrappy local agencies, the insurance world is quietly becoming a proving ground for how AI can boost efficiency, delight customers, and yes, save cash. And the best part? These lessons don't require a tech team, a six-figure budget, or a background in data science. Now, if you can use email, you can use AI. So we're breaking this episode into three bite-sized trends today. Number one, automation and efficiency. The time is money principle reimagined. And segment two, the democratization of AI. What big firms use now available to you. And the third trend today is AI for customer experience, how to stay personal in a digital world. Now, Hal and I are breaking it down to the ground level with real talk, real examples, and no fluff. So, sounds good? Well, buckle up because we're about to unlock some surprisingly simple secrets from the insurance playbook that can give your small business a serious AI advantage. All right, it's time for one of my favorite segments, Coffee Table Conversations with Kim and Hal. Now, this is where we get brutally honest about strategies that help your small business. So, how? You and I have been elbow deep in the insurance world lately, working with both legacy players and new agency owners. And really, I've got to say, I didn't expect to be so inspired.
Right? I mean, insurance doesn't exactly scream innovation. It's not the industry people throw on a stage at a TED Talk.
You're right. But here's what's wild: insurance is quietly becoming one of the smartest adopters of AI, and not flashy, not reckless, just really effective.
Yeah, they got to be. Think about it. They're swimming in paperwork, client data, risk assessments, compliance headaches. If they don't find a way to automate, they're toast.
And that's the first lesson for small business owners listening right now. If they can tame the beast with AI, you can certainly use it to automate the 10 things you hate doing every week. Now, the insurance industry, for all its perceived stodginess, has figured this out. Now, think about the sheer volume of claims they process daily. Do you really think they're doing that with endless filing cabinets and manual data entry? Oh, no way. They're using AI to automate everything from initial claim intake to fraud detection.
Fair point. I remember testing it out last year, shopping around, getting a quote from home insurance. The online chatbot asked me a series of questions, pulled up information in seconds, and gave me a pretty accurate estimate without me ever having to speak to a human. It was actually efficient and slightly unnerving.
Exactly. And it's fascinating to see how far things have come. You know how it reminds me of when I first started my own independent agency, Lewis Insurance Group. Now, my uncle, a very successful agent, had been in business for decades. I remember his office was literally rows and rows of filing cabinets, everything done by hand. But I started my agency right as the industry was beginning to shift towards automation. And oh, I remember setting up my first computer and feeling like I was light years ahead, even though it was pretty basic technology by today's standards.
Yeah, Kim, you were an early adopter in a traditionally manual field. Now, let's make it real. You're an independent agent. You're juggling quotes, renewals, appointment setting, follow ups. Now imagine a system that automatically books appointments, follow up with personal texts, pulls data from forms, and sends reminders without you even lifting a finger. That's not the future. That's Tuesday in a modern agency.
Right, that's Tuesday in a modern agency. But how let's push back on this a bit because here's what I hear from some folks. And they're saying, Kim and Hal, I'm not trying to become a robot. My clients come to me for a human touch. And look, I get that. I believe in people over platforms, but refusing to evolve because you're clinging to how it's always been done, well, that's how you slowly become irrelevant.
Or burned out.
Right. So let the tech handle the transactional stuff so you can lean into the relationship building part. The part that only humans can do well.
Look, there's a difference between automating your empathy and freeing up your energy to be more empathetic.
Say that again louder for the AI skeptics in the back, Hal.
Automating empathy is creepy. Freeing up your time to be more present, more thoughtful, more human. Well, That's a power move.
And speaking of power moves, let's talk about accessibility because insurance used to be the most intimidating industry for the average customer. A wall of jargon, hidden fees, and phone trees that make you question your will to live.
That's accurate. But AI is changing that. Agencies are using chatbots to answer policy questions 24/7. They're using AI to generate side by side coverage comparisons in seconds. It's not just more efficient, it's less confusing for the customer.
And this is where I want our audience to lean in. To really hear and understand what I'm saying. So, if you're making it hard for people to work with you, if it takes too long to get an answer or book an appointment or even understand what your offer is, then you're creating friction.
And customers today don't tolerate friction, not when your competitor's one click away from a better experience.
That's right. So, hear me when I say AI removes friction, your competitive edge to building that technology enabled superpower. Final point, customer service. Now, insurance companies know that if people don't trust them, they walk. So AI helps keep promises faster, handle claims faster, and communicate better. Now, that's not replacing the human touch, it's protecting it.
And I remember your tagline, your vision for Lewis Insurance Group. It was your guiding light in insurance, about empowering people through education, technology, and trust.
Precisely how. And seeing how AI is evolving now, it's about leveraging these advanced tools to provide even more guidance, more trust, and ultimately a better experience for our clients. Now, whether that's in insurance or really any other small business.
Here's the bottom line: AI isn't just for the big guys anymore. And if you're not experimenting with it, even a little, you're choosing to compete with one hand tied behind your back.
Ugh, the coffee's strong this morning, isn't it, Hal? And so is the truth. So if you're listening right now and thinking, I don't know where to start, don't worry. Up next, we're giving you a strategy to get started, even if you still think ChatGPT is a rapper. Join our growing community of small business owners who are using AI to transform their businesses. Subscribe and be part of the conversation. All right, let's break this down. Now, you've heard the big ideas, and you've heard how insurance agencies, traditionally risk averse, slow to change, and regulatory heavy, are quietly becoming AI pioneers. But how do you, the small business owner, actually start thinking about bringing some of this AI magic into your own world? So let's bring it home. This is your AI blueprint. 4 simple steps, no tech degree required.
And yes, we pulled inspiration straight from the strategies we've seen working in the insurance industry.
And yes, it's built from real world lessons, including mine. So let's dive in. Step one, identify your bottlenecks. Now, this is where we dig down and get real about the pain points. What are those tasks that consistently eat up your time, energy, and frankly, your joy? Now, sometimes those bottlenecks aren't just logistical, they're emotional, they're legacy. And let me explain what I mean by that. When I opened my first insurance agency, I was fresh off of rebuilding my life after Hurricane Floyd. Literally starting over. I had no office furniture, no staff, just one used computer and a vision to change how people experienced insurance. Now, my uncle, he was old school, highly successful, but his world was built on rows of file cabinets, paper applications, handwritten notes, and yet here I was launching in a new era where technology was creeping in whether the industry liked it or not. Now, that contrast taught me something I'll never forget. You don't have to abandon your values to embrace innovation.
Every business, no matter how well run, has friction points. You just have to stop letting friction run your business. So ask yourself, what are the most annoying, repetitive, or time-sucking tasks I deal with every week? For you, it might be writing social media posts, responding to the same 12 questions over and over, manually scheduling appointments, or sorting through messy emails or invoices.
Ask yourself honestly, now, what parts of your business still feel like filing cabinets? What's slowing you down? What's draining your energy? Because that's where AI can make its biggest impact.
Look, if your task feels like deja vu week after week, same task, same headache, that's your first AI opportunity, a perfect place to start.
So don't start with the dream, start with the drag.
Step two is to explore a simple AI solutions. This is where things get exciting because the AI landscape has exploded with user-friendly tools that don't require a PhD in computer science.
Yeah, how? But this is also where people tend to panic. They think, oh no, I need to hire a developer or buy a $10,000 platform or maybe learn Python and build a robot army.
Nope. We're in the era of AI democratization, the age of plug-and-play tools made for small business owners. If you can use Google Docs, you can use AI. Drag and drop, plug and play, no coding needed.
Here's what we're seeing today's insurance agencies use. Here's how it breaks down. Now, insurance agencies use chatbots to answer FAQs, and you can use them to handle client questions, bookings, or onboarding. They also use AI to process documents fast and accurately. So you can do the same with receipts or contracts or even your client notes. And insurance agencies also use automated scheduling tools to coordinate appointments. So can you, and you'll never double book again.
Pro tip, you don't need to overhaul your business. The tools are already out there. You don't need more courage. You need more curiosity.
Now, step three is to focus on customer wins. Now, a successful business is about serving your customers well. The insurance industry understands this intimately. Trust is paramount. They're using AI not just to save money, but also to provide more personalized and efficient service. So, AI is helping agents tailor policies, speed up claims, and create less stress for their clients.
You can use it to personalize your emails, recommend the right product at the right time, show up faster and more consistently. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present.
And showing your customers that they matter, even when you're juggling a million other things.
Remember, AI is like a mirror. It reflects the systems you already built. So if your customer experience is mediocre, AI will scale that. But if it's thoughtful and human, AI amplifies that too.
Finally, step 4 is to start small and iterate. Now, this one's for all my perfectionists out there. You don't have to go all in. You don't need a digital transformation initiative. You need a test.
This is where we separate the dabblers from the doers. You don't need a 5-year tech roadmap. You just need to try one thing, one AI tool.
And track the results. Like, did it save time? Did it reduce stress? And did your clients notice a difference? Maybe you just felt less chaotic. So start small and track.
Then, and only then, expand.
And that's how you go from overwhelmed to empowered. There it is, your 4-step AI blueprint. Number 1, find the drag. Number 2, match it with a simple tool. Number 3, make sure it helps your customers. And number 4, start small and evolve. Now, coming up, we'll show you what this looks like in the real world and the legal watchouts you need to know about before deploying AI tools on your website or social platforms.
Because yes, AI can be your superpower, but only if you use it wisely.
And one important warning from my latest study of liability risk in the insurance world: not all AI tools are risk free. Ready to unlock the power of AI for your small business? Well, don't just listen, become a small business big AI insider. Subscribe and get ready to dominate. All right, so we've walked through the strategy. Now let's bring it down to ground level. Now, what does responsible AI actually look like for small business owners? So let's start with a quick win.
There's a salon owner that we know who was constantly juggling text messages, DMs, late night reschedules. You know the drill. She installed a basic AI assistant through her booking platform. Nothing fancy, just a chatbot that could answer frequently asked questions and reschedule appointments.
So she didn't just save time, she stopped losing clients because she now responded instantly, even at 11 p.m., without actually being awake.
That's the power of smart automation.
Now, Hal, I've got another one. A boutique fitness studio we consulted added AI generated content to their email newsletters, personalized tips, reminders, even client specific milestones. And their open rate went up 40% and retention improved. And why? Because their clients felt seen. They weren't just getting emails, they were getting value.
And the owner told me I used to spend hours staring at a blank screen. Now I just guide the AI and it fills in the rest. That's the shift we're after. You don't need to replace yourself. You just need to support yourself.
Now, I want to switch gears for a moment. Let's talk about risk because they're real. And this isn't just a highlight reel here. There's a hard truth every modern business owner needs to hear. If you're using AI without oversight, you might be exposing yourself. Now, here's what I mean by that. In my insurance studies, I came across a commercial general liability clause that really stopped me cold. It said, owning or hosting an online chat room or bulletin board can create liability exposures like libel, slander, invasion of privacy, even copyright infringement.
And guess what? A chatbot on your website? That's a digital bulletin board with a voice.
Exactly. Now, if that bot says the wrong thing or generates content that inadvertently copies someone else's work, you could be on the hook. So let's say your AI pulls a phrase that happens to be copyrighted, or worse, gives advice that's inaccurate or misleading. Now, suddenly, that time saving tool becomes a legal liability.
That's why responsible AI implementation is paramount. It's not just about this shiny new technology. It's about understanding the implications and putting a safeguard in place.
So here's how to stay protected. Disclose that you're using AI, especially in customer interactions, and review any public facing content it generates. Don't just set it and forget it. And talk to your insurance agent about whether your policy covers digital risk. And most importantly, don't delegate critical thinking to a bot.
That's the tweet right there. Don't delegate critical thinking to a bot.
Someone put it on a t shirt, quick. But the point is, AI can do a lot, but it's still your business, your brand, your responsibility. So if you treat AI like a partner and not a replacement, it can elevate everything you do without risking everything that you've built. So, coming up next, we'll wrap with a few quick takeaways and your one small challenge for the week. Now, don't go anywhere. If you're enjoying the episode and picking up some valuable insights, make sure to subscribe to Small Business Big AI on your favorite podcast app so you never miss out on future conversations. And hey, if you know someone who could use this information, go ahead and share it with them too. All right, deep breath. Let's land this plane with 3 takeaways and one small challenge that could change the game for your business. Now, takeaway number 1. AI powered automation is already within reach. So you don't need to wait. You don't need a grant. You don't need to get more technical. If an industry like insurance, known for red tape and risk, can adopt AI, then so can you.
If you're still manually doing tasks a machine could handle, you're not saving money, you're losing momentum.
Now, takeaway number 2, you don't need to be a tech expert. You just need to be curious. So let go of the pressure to know it all. Start asking, where could AI make this easier? Or what's eating up my time that doesn't need to?
There are tools out there that work like magic and install like a Chrome extension. This is the most small business friendly tech wave we've ever seen.
Takeaway number 3, great customer experience is the best place to begin. Now, if AI doesn't help your customer win, it's not worth your time. So ask yourself, does it make things clearer, faster, friendlier? If the answer is yes, test it. If not, ditch it.
Customer loyalty today is earned in moments. AI helps you show up for more of them.
Now, this week, I want you to do one thing, just one. Identify one repetitive task in your business that you'd love to never touch again. Now, it could be something like following up on show notes, or writing captions, or transcribing notes, maybe even scheduling appointments. Now, don't go searching for tools yet. That's next week's episode. So for now, just observe. Notice what's draining you, because that, my friend, is where your AI journey starts.
Think of it like finding a leak in your boat. Plug that hole with AI, and suddenly you've got capacity again.
Exactly. You don't need to overhaul your business. You need to free up space for what matters most. And that's where we'll pick things up next week. Now, that's it for today's episode of Small Business Big AI. Thanks so much for tuning in. And I just want to say this. If no one has told you lately, you're doing better than you think. Because building a business in this season of change takes guts. And if you've made it thus far in this episode, it means you're not afraid to grow, adapt, or learn. And that makes you rare. It also makes you the kind of business owner who can turn AI into your secret weapon, not by replacing who you are, but by amplifying what you do best. And this show, well, it exists for you. We're here to help you build a technology-enabled superpower, one small strategic step at a time. So if you haven't already, take a second to follow or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform and leave a review. Yes, it really helps us grow. And hey, don't keep this to yourself. Share the episode with a fellow entrepreneur who's feeling overwhelmed by tech and needs a little clarity, encouragement, or just a reminder that they're not alone. And until next time, keep embracing change, keep innovating, and remember, the future of your business is bigger than you think. And the steps you take today will shape the legacy you build tomorrow. Now, I'm Kim, and this has been Small Business Big AI. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you in the next episode.